Hello. What's up, everybody? Sorry I've been gone. I had a baby, so all that kind of took over. Getting back on it though. So we have the car already on stance. So we're finally going to do those brakes that I talked about 4 or 5 different times. So, so I have a bunch of shit here. See, there's the brakes. We got some other stuff over here. We got some other stuff. My garage is absolute chaos right now. So, yeah, we're going to try to get some parts put on the car today. I have a lot. The car is now officially on stands, at least in the front. Not so much in the rear yet. Well, that's the baby's first race car. So we have the car at least on stands, and we're going to start working towards we're going to do the brakes today. Hopefully I get them done. But then we're going to get started. The car's going to be up on stands. I made a really cool, not even really cool, but I actually made a POV driving video finally explaining how long it took me to get the car and like the whole story. You know, it's like a 15-year story of how long I've been waiting to buy the car. And the camera I used was shitty and didn't really record that well. Oh my goodness. Didn't record that well. So that was trash, and you could barely hear what I was saying the whole time. So my plan was to do a POV, like driving before I did the upgrades and then after, but now you guys are basically just gonna have to get the after. Or maybe I'll do the brakes, drop the car back down and drive it, but my plan was once it went up I was gonna do everything. So and I'll explain what everything is later if I haven't already. I don't fucking know anymore. Yeah, so I'm gonna get started on the brakes. They're already off. The wheels are at least off. And this is kind of what I'm working with, so this is where we're at currently. So that's the stock NA stuff. And yeah, just basic stuff. But yeah, so that's where we're at, and I guess you guys can watch me time lapse or something. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Sick. Officially got one on. Still haven't bled it yet, but there we go. Yeah. All right. Now we'll do the other side. Now that I know what's going on. All right, so I was able to push on the pedal. Whoa, pretty jazzy. Okay, so I was able to crank on the pedal, and we did get him to close, so that's cool. I do still have to bleed him. My wife's here, but she's dealing with the baby, so I don't know if she'll want to come out here with me, but maybe we can convince her to. But yeah, they're in. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do some bleeding by myself, but they're on. So big brake kit, turbo brake kit on. It was actually extremely simple. Everything was just bolt up. All I had to do was just bend back the dust plates. Yeah, I guess that's what they dust plates, whatever the fuck they are. And that was really it. I do need to clean these up a little bit, but as far as install, very easy, very simple. Everything was just straight take off, put back on, basically. Yeah, no, do something with that shit, probably. Yeah, so that's basically the brakes. I am just gonna bleed them, but I'm not gonna put the car back down because, like I said, I have some plans in motion already. You guys already know about the 5-speed. I did go W58. I know, regrets, but it is what it is. But where is it? There it is, ready to go. So we got that. Got that. Got everything to go with it. Just ready to go. And now I can kind of clear this table off. I might even move it so I have more room in the garage. Sorry. I might move it so I have more room in the garage just in general. Yeah, I don't know. I do need to get to my fluids cabinet, which means I do have to move this table anyway. So if I could kind of clean this stuff up, maybe put it on a smaller area, not putting it on the car. I've done that before. People get mad at you. Yeah, so other than that though, I do have the 5-speed. Oh, here's my hood. I was thinking about doing my own top secret style hood, or like a Tom's, like the Japanese GT Tom's car. I was thinking about doing that hood, but this was from my SC300 build. There's a fat dent in it right here, as you can see, really bad. I think I just made it worse at showing. Anyway, there's a really big dent in it. It's not really worth it. There's a bunch of big chips and dents and all kinds of shit in it. I cut it a lot when I was doing the car, when I was trying to do the SC300. So it's pretty much useless at this point, so I don't mind cutting it up. And yeah, so that's other stuff. Someone's actually selling a real carbon Sebin top secret style, but I think they want too much for it, as bad as it is. Anyway, so after I do that and I get the trans in, I finally got my ECU. So I did go ECU Master, EMU Classic, because I'm not going to be running like 40 pounds of boost on an automatic trans or anything like that. So because I'm going manual, I could do the Classic. I'm only going to be running real low boost because of the W58, and you know, I'm just getting older and I don't need 1,000 horsepower. I know real Supras have 1,000 horsepower, but mine's gonna have about 400, maybe 5, but that's okay. Yeah, so, and I just mentioned boost. I did end up picking up a CX Racing, the full kit, so I am going to be turboing it soon. That's why it's on jack stands, so I can do the trans, put the ECU in, do the turbo. But it all comes in steps. That's why I want to do the brakes first, because those have been way put off way too long, and they're on now, so I can move on to the next phase, jacking up the back of the car, getting the trans out, doing all that. So as long as I don't run into any huge speed bumps or the trans is just completely fucked, I might drop the car after I do the trans install to make sure it works, then move on to I'll probably even do the ECU, but then I'll move on to doing the turbo. And really can't wait for that. But I get about 2 hours a weekend now to do stuff, and I've been putting on, this is my first weekend doing it, so hopefully I'll be back into it and getting more videos out and continuing the progress of this fucking awesome thing. And that little thing. I got big. I might even put that on the channel, because that's going to be a lot of fun doing that. It's going to look sick. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye. Well, you guys know how impatient I am. So I had to put the wheels on just to see what they look like. Not bad. But in doing that, I found out that these wheels do not fit with the turbo brakes. So I either have to figure out a fucking different scenario or just do spacers, which I don't want to. It's gonna be a pretty decent size spacer. Here. I wedged can you see it? I wedged a socket in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can kind of see it, huh? I wedged that socket in there, and look at that gap still. Can you see it? I don't know if I'm showing. Yeah, you should be able to see that kind of. See how small that gap is? Or see how small this clearance is? Down here it's a lot bigger, but that's just good. But look how big that is. That's a pretty decent size. I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm doing, but that's a pretty decent size spacer. It's gonna be all fucked up, huh? Damn it. So yeah, so probably gonna do a spacer. I mean, it's actually not, the fitment isn't too bad. So, oops. So, I mean, the wheel's all messed up right now because it's loose, but I mean, that fitment isn't too bad. We'll see what happens. I have to do a spacer though, because I'm not buying new wheels. I might as well get 4 since this one doesn't like to tuck very well. I don't know. That's upsetting. I don't know why. I got these because they're 19s, not thinking about the actual space for the brake. Because I thought the TRD Camrys had 4 piston, but maybe they don't. Or they're just not as bulky. I don't know. Anyway, that's where we're at, and it's not that fun. Yeah, because look at the difference. That's the stock one. See how slim? See how it has the pistons on the inside? And then the outer side has no pistons. It just rubs. Or just compresses against it. Damn. Okay. Yay.